We start to escape November 5th, 1956. We got to United States 1957, April 20th. Between, we was in one army camp to another, Austria, Germany, and United States. Actually, in New Jersey, over 2 months. And I won't know how to start to tell you a horrible. I was 26. I have 3 children. They was 6.5, 5.5, 4.5. I should have started on the bottom. Anyway, we were escaping first 2 weeks on a road in Hungary before we got to Austria. 2 weeks, 17 below zero. Snow was like a concrete, hard, crunchy. I carried my middle daughter on my neck most of the time. My youngest daughter, my husband carried her. My oldest daughter, she was most of the time she was walking. Once in a while, I tried to pull her under my other daughter on my back to carry her so she get a little rest from her feet. But before we start to escape, I told them, no matter what happened, no, don't cry, don't sneeze, don't cough, don't say anything. And I fall in a barbed wire, a big bunch of barbed wire. It was curled up, and it was attached to all kind of bombs. Russians was walking on one end to the other end, smoking. Why they was doing that, my 2 daughters was over, and my husband was over, and except me, was in a barbed wire. My middle daughter, I threw her over where I fall. She fell over the other side, and they look at me. They want to scream. I just told them to go, 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 go. Don't scream. I'm finished. I'm dead, and that's nothing. And my husband said, open my coat. He pulled me out of it, and I left my coat in a barbed wire until his intake got itself. We ran like a rabbit, like a very scared rabbit. And we made it to Austria. And the bombs went up all the way long, I don't know how many kilometers long, was all exploding. And then, of course, I have a lot of explosive on myself. I carry a bazooka, I carry the machine gun, I carry the rifle, I carry the pistol, 2 of them, a knife in my boots, and I carried my children, 2 of them most of the time, when I could. Most of the time I carried my youngest one, but when I carried my Marika too, my oldest daughter. And we made it to Austria. We actually, before we reached Austria, I don't even know how could I tell you? It's so long story that is too long. It's a whole book, big book. Anyway, when we saw Austria, a church, a light was on a church. I said to my husband, there is God waiting for us. Let's make it, let's make it. We reached the border, a big, huge white stone. We dropped all our weapons, and it was just like you take a big, huge rock off of your head. It was so heavy. Anyway, then we start running, and we look for a police station. And the police station, we thought that's where we should register ourselves. Here we are, and why we here for, or what's next? They're going to shoot us, or they're going to throw us back, or whatever going to happen to us. And they take us to a school building, old school building, where we have to wait there. And the one young couple come to see refugees, and they picked myself with my 3 daughters, and they said they give us an overnight sleep if we could walk that far. But my youngest daughter said, Mommy, I don't know why my feet don't want to step anymore. Her bottom of her feet was swallowed up like a ball. And we couldn't walk anymore. I was keep pushing. That was a couple of miles we have to walk to their place. When we reached the place, they show us a bed. We thought that looked like part of a heaven. And we went to bed. And next morning, 11 o'clock, I can't wake up the girls. I stand them up on a chair, and they still was sleeping. Because actually, it was morning when we get a couple of hours sleep. And next morning, we have to go back to a school building, and then a whole bunch of trucks was coming, old trucks. And we thought, stopped in front of a school building. We thought we finished. Everybody was crying, everybody. We thought they're going to throw us back, or they're going to shoot us, or whatever they're going to do to us. We don't know, but everybody was crying. And then all of a sudden, those trucks was gone, and some old school buses come. Then they stopped in front of a school building, and then they ask us to get on the buses, and they're going to take us. Now what and where? We finished. Constantly you have that feeling you finished. And they took us to our first army camp. First, when we passed the first door, they shake some powder on in our back, whatever that was. But anyway, cut a long story, I don't know even how to put it. I killed a lot of Russians, very many Russians. I have no idea. I have over 50 dead Russians in my cold center. And under the bed, our bed, my 3 children's bed, under the bed was also full of dead Russians, because they're gonna kill me, or they're gonna, when you in a war like that, you're gonna be dead, or you're gonna kill, or you're gonna get killed. Naturally, I get them first, if I have a chance. One particular time, I don't think I will have a chance. My husband, I hid him underground. And I have an apartment building, 3-family, 3-story long, 3-story high. We was living in it too. And 13 Russian kicked the door off, and they don't say anything. They just start hitting me with a rifle. And after when I was done, I can't move anymore, then they asked me, where is your husband? In Russian language, I told him that's not your business. So he kicked me so hard, he kicked the breath out of my. I thought, when he kicked me on the side, I thought his boots come out of my other side. And I told him, if you have a sister or a mother or a wife, you won't like it if they do that to her, do you? And he kicked me again. And then I thought, I'm finished. After when I start to get breath, again, I repeat that. And he grabbed me like a piece of rag, and he shoved me to a dining room cabinet, a china closet. And I couldn't hold on myself. I tried to hold the cabinet to able to stand on my feet, because I was shaking like a jello. And then I thought, oh my God, we are finished, because they stand my 3 daughters in front of me. They're gonna kill them first, and they're gonna kill me, but it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes, sooner or later. I thought, I can't let that happen. If it's God in heaven, that's the only time I question that. I said that if it's God in heaven, He have to help us. So I acted even worse than I felt, and I felt horrible. I acted like I'm going to fall on my face, and these rotten Russian. He grabbed my face like this, some of his finger in my eyes, in my nose, in my mouth. And I thought, feel like it's somebody holding my hand. I just stabbed him. But before that happened, when I was holding a cabinet, I hear a voice, "Get a knife." I almost shut out loud, "A knife?" I figured my hand in a drawer. I have a knife in my hand behind me, but I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do with it? And I look at that Russian, look at him up and down, all that clothes, all that belt and everything. How could I do that? But I know he gonna kill us, but my children first. I have to do something. I have to do anything. And that's when I said, if it's God in heaven, please help us. And then when I acted, I'm gonna fall on my face. Then when he grabbed my face, as I said, his fingers in my eyes, in my nose, in my mouth, and I just pushed it. It felt like it's somebody holding my hand. I just pushed the knife straight. It's come out on his back the other side, and I hit him too. And I pulled him in a girl's bedroom because my bedroom underneath the bed was full of them already with Russians. And I don't know what to do. I was just horrible. I couldn't even tell you, but when they come in, those Russians, they don't ask me. They don't ask me anything. They just start to hit me until they knock my teeth out. So when I come to this country, I wouldn't have a teeth because they knocked it out of my face. It's too long. I couldn't even tell you too much. I don't like to because I'm afraid to. I never know if when I'm walking on the street. I wrote a book because it's a lot of story. I have lots of horrible story to tell. And I lost it, the book. And I never know if somebody behind you somewhere recognize me and a Russian will kill me or get to my children. That's why I'm very afraid to talk. But I could tell you this, I don't feel guilty that I killed a lot of Russians. With machine gun, with hand grenades, with bazooka, anything I could use, with a knife, I used anything what I have to. I'm a small person, I always was, but you are much stronger than you know when you have to. And you could do a lot more than you ever could imagine if you have to. If I would have to plan out, hey, I'm going to go out and kill some people, oh my God, you could have never think something like that. But when somebody come into your house and they kick the door off and they start beating you until you cannot move, and they try to kick you so hard that I thought his boots going out on the other side of me, knock the breath. You know, when you try to catch your breath, when you're breathless, you feel like, and my 3 girls, they was little, as I said, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. And they stand them on a line. So I tell you, I kill anybody for my children. I do anything as long as I have a drop of blood on me, long as I could walk. I do anything for my children. And God help.